come together.
We wanted to be able to create new made-in-Singapore musicals. My big fat idea is to make Singapore the Broadway of Asia.
Dr. Kenneth Lyen is not your average pediatrician.
He's a nice boss.
Good morning.
Very friendly.
Kenneth is like the big daddy in MTS.
Was there any fever?
Ilan English now.
What time was that? What time did you explain that?
Yeah, Dr. Kenneth Lyen, I think he is a person with a big heart.
I think he's extremely enthusiastic and encouraging.
Kenneth is someone who really believes in helping people grow.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh dear. So sorry.
A doctor by profession, Kenneth is also a writer and a composer. He is the founder of Beat by Beat, a musical incubation program under the Musical Society, or MTS.
As a pediatrician, I watch children grow and develop. And what I'm trying to do with the incubation program is to watch and to see how musicals can develop.
And the young talents are rehearsing for an upcoming musical.
A group of friends of mine were discussing about the lack of musical theatre in Singapore, and we decided that we would like to do something about it.
I knew Ken many years ago. We were doing a major musical called The Big Bang. And so one day we got together and Ken, myself and another friend, we talked about it and said, well, we have to have another way to develop the musical theatre scene in Singapore. So we figured, yeah, we want to begin what we call by an incubation program.
Our immediate goal was to link a writer with a composer, to get them to collaborate, to write a musical, and then to stage a no-frills, no sets, no costumes, minimal props show so that people can see exactly what they've written.
After months of incubation, the Musical Theatre Society recently staged The Next Wave, a 3-day sellout play reading performance of 6 original Singapore musicals at the Arts House.
600 years on, and you white...
Not only a showcase of budding talents, these no-frills musicals are out to win the hearts of potential investors that they may transform into full-scale productions.
By getting as many people together to write, compose musicals, we'd be able to have a variety, a spectrum of musicals. And I encourage people to try to experiment, to do things that are different. Don't follow the traditional path that has been laid in Broadway or the West End. My big fat idea is to make Singapore the Broadway of Asia. Well, I got some good news for you. We are going to have our performance at the Esplanade Recital Studio. Musical theatre has always been part of my life since I was very young. And yes, I've always wanted to be able to do something in Singapore so that we can showcase to the world that we are actually as good, if not better, than they are. Singapore does have a large pool of talent. They just need to be identified and given the opportunity to create.
Young talents like Sim Si-ing and August Lam were spotted during the incubation process.
I started with MTS last year as a performer. This time round, I'm not just writing, I'm also singing in my own musical. And it's more interesting because I'm not saying other people's lines, I'm saying also the lines that I wrote.
I'm actually having more hands-on experience as a musician now. It gave me the opportunity to actually work on the ground, try out things, do what I normally do. Before I joined MTS, I was actually writing a lot of pieces, but I never had a chance to do anything with them. They just threw them in the drawer.
This part you can actually add a bit more tension because this is a dual part. Having
Also, as a composer, I actually feedback the music to him, and he's very willing to spend his time to sit down and listen to what we have. And he even takes a tape recorder out and records what we play. Okay, let's go.
Yes, yes. You got it, you got it. Musical theatre is a very popular form of entertainment. In itself, the shows can generate a revenue, and now with the integrated resorts coming onto the scene, I think the audience pool will be very much larger. Now, musical theatre is a combination of songs, and the songs themselves are a potential source of revenue, and because musical theatre can be integrated or combined with other media such as film and animation, those are the other areas that can generate more revenue. Already we have had some success. One of the composer's songs that was showcased in our musical was sold to a Hong Kong artist. I am currently working with an animation company to write musical theatre for animation.
This is just a lightweight game. Now, where do you want to put the piano?
Props will just have to remain on stage. We started with nothing, only an idea, and we had absolutely no funding, zero funding, and we put on our first 5 shows last year. It was a miracle. We had no funding at all. After we did our first 5 musicals for last year's Arts Festival, we drew the attention of many people, including the Creative Community Singapore and other funding bodies, and they gave us a lot of encouragement by supporting us.
Kenneth and his team are now in the midst of preparing for the staging of 6 new musicals incubated under the program.
Initially, we started off with just a handful of us, but as our numbers grew, it became almost like an acceleration. More and more people joined us, and we were able to gain from all the networking and from all the encouragement that everyone gave. So I think we grew from strength to strength.
Just like he's got a big fat idea, I've got a big fat mouth, and I shoot him down all the time. And I shoot him down all the time, but you know, he just bounces back up again and again and again, and I can't beat him, so I join him.
Yeah, his enthusiasm is so infectious. You know, even if you want to be a bit laid back, but you can't because he is so enthusiastic.
The Musical Theatre Society would not have been possible without the support of individuals. And Kenneth has found a valuable sponsor and collaborator, Philip Sim, Managing Director of Gecko Media, a design and communications company.
We started doing this. We were all volunteers. We were all doing this because we were excited, we were interested to see this thing grow. I would say that Gecko Media will be a partner with MTS to take this growing industry to the point where a lot of spin-offs will take off and there will be a lot of opportunities, business opportunities. Kenneth came up with this idea, and I still remember he said that it just takes a spark, just take a small little spark to get the fire going.
We just had to succeed. There was no ever any sense that we were going to give up. We just kept on going. Well, the high points is making new friends, having this community of people who are so passionate about musical theatre, being able to do it, to be able to put on the show, to have a CD recording. And when we did the show, when the performers did better than expectation, wow.
New additions to the incubation program, Esther Young and Luke Kwek are the creators behind the local musical Roses and Hello, which was staged at the National University of Singapore and the Arts House.
I think the best thing about this musical incubation program is the fact that it gives anybody, you know, a platform to be able to showcase their works.
They're very active in trying to find platforms for us, or trying to find like opportunities to get works performed, or to get other people to look at our scripts and to perform those. Yeah. I think that right now there's a new generation of us, and we feel it right now because we're going to enter the workforce, and there's a new generation with a really different voice.
Each generation will have its own challenges. It is never easy to start a new business or a new enterprise. The thing is, you need the passion, you need the dream, you need the perseverance. The chances of surviving in the field of arts and theatre is so much better than what it used to be a couple of decades ago. And I think there is far more support from all areas, from industry, from government, and the audience support is much better. So I think people who now want to enter the arts have a fighting chance of surviving. I think Singapore will become the Broadway of Asia. It has all the elements in the making. It has a talent pool. It has the inspiration. And I don't know what keeps us going, but there's something about the artistic experience. Once you've seen and listened to beautiful music and heard wonderful stories, I think it just keeps you going. There's something burning inside you that you must create. Please support us. We are creating very exciting new things. We're trying to find the spiritual, artistic soul of Singapore, and we need everybody's support.
Putting Singapore in the forefront of creative innovation, their work and dedication can only continue to inspire.
This program is also available on Mob TV.